Welcome to Relationships episode volume 1. I brought my sweet husband along. Daniel, say hi to the people.
How's it going? Excited to finally be here.
Yeah.
Talk about some stuff.
We got so many questions. I mean, so many of you sent in questions. We're going to just try and answer a couple today. First question, jumping right in here.
First.
If you guys would describe your love for each other, what would it be? It's really hard to explain. It's hard to put words to the love that two people share between one another in the sacrament of marriage. But it's just so beautiful. And it's hard to describe what you mean by the word beautiful because we call things beautiful. Like, oh, that bird is so beautiful, that flower is so beautiful. But I feel like the love that we share, like, how would I describe it? It's beautiful because it's good and it's hard and it's fun and it's difficult all at the same time. Like, it's so rich and it's so full and it's so hard to describe. What is your answer?
Unicorn. Why unicorn?
Why a unicorn?
Well, everybody knows a unicorn. Everybody loves a unicorn. Unicorn
That's
is
true.
something that...
We talked about unicorns in my vlog last week.
There you go. Something that you don't expect to be real or is maybe too good to be true. I guess I would say unicorn in real life. You know, something that you can only dream of and something that's actually a reality in real life.
Do you believe in unicorns?
I do not believe a horse though. I mean, I'll take a horse. But still, so, you know, something that is just so good to be true, basically, that you don't even think that you can actually experience it someday. But really you do. So I guess it is a thing that you really can't explain in words, but is more expressed by action, I think. Just the way that you can love someone. So yeah, I think if I would describe my love for Emily, it would be
a unicorn. Okay, second question. We're kind of doing intro questions here. What was the most memorable date you guys have had?
I actually took Emily on several big dates, as I would call it back then, because we were doing the whole long distance thing.
Yes, true. We're going to do another video about that later on. We got so many questions about long distance, like that's going to be its own video. Continue.
Anyway, so most memorable date that we had, I took Emily to Paris on actually one of our first official dates after Emily came back, and we decided to date for reals, as Emily calls it in her other vlogs. And I took her to Paris as, you know, like a surprise a trip, and I took her to the Sacré-Cœur in Paris, and we actually stayed there with the sisters that run the Sacré-Cœur there. Really good advice actually for all you guys trying to take girls on a date. I don't know how many guys would.
There's some guys who watch this.
Anyway, so
shout out.
Most memorable date was definitely there. The first time that we stayed in the Sacré-Cœur and we did a night of adoration there. We spent some time, just basically it was us and maybe not even 10 other people in the church.
Like 5 or 6 people.
Yeah, and it was beautiful. So beautiful. And we prayed for each other. We prayed where God was willing to take this, as we had just started dating there. And so that was definitely the most memorable date, because it was one of the first actual dates that we had.
Which is like big time date.
Exactly. And it all,
there should be another word for a date like that.
That's true. Big time date. I'll take that. It'll start from there.
One of the most memorable ones I remember, we love this restaurant. It was called the Redwood Grill in Santa Monica. Okay. It's since closed. And this was early on when we were dating, and we were having dinner, and Coldplay came over the speakers. I think it was Fix You. And I said, will you dance with me in the middle of the restaurant? And he was like, only slightly hesitant at first, and he's like, sure. And we danced to Coldplay in the middle of the restaurant, and it was like a romantical movie moment. It was really beautiful. And I just love that he was willing to do that with me, because I'm a person who, I don't really care, if you think it's weird that I'm dancing. I'll dance anywhere and everywhere.
That's true.
So I just love that he was like, I don't really care what all the other people eating think. I'm just gonna dance with, my girlfriend. And I loved that. That really meant a lot to me. All right. This girl had 2 questions for you.
All right.
In your opinion, what's the most attractive characteristic in a woman of God? Besides external beauty, of course, because God made us beautiful.
So then you've already specified it down to being a woman of God, which is obviously a plus already on its own. But I would say the most attractive feature for me, obviously when I met you as well, was that just the way that you live out your faith, like the way that you make faith something in your, your daily life, your daily routine, your everything basically. So just the way that you would live out your faith, in your daily routine, whether that be, at school, at college, on the, volleyball team for girls, or
in your young adult group,
wherever it may be, the way that you live out your faith, not just the moments that you're in church or that you're in the presence of, elders or people that, expect some kind of behavior out of you, but actually the behavior that you present in the little moments, like the way that you want to encounter Christ just in the little things, and you express that to people through your actions and deeds. So I think for me that was a very attractive thing in Emily. Like I met her at the conference. I guess they know that.
They know that.
Yeah, like in Holland, she was there to to do this event and do all these things. But we obviously talked outside of the conference and things as well, and just the overall general scope of things, how you express just your love for Christ in your daily life, and how you have such a radiant presence and heart in that sense. And that's really what I found very attractive. So
thank you. This is a big question. I got this like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Okay. How did Daniel know that God wanted him to pursue you?
Yeah, so
big question.
That is a big question, and it's a difficult question to answer.
It is.
The easy answer is I don't know, and that's obviously not what you guys want to hear. So I'll try to go a little more in depth there. The thing is, when I met Emily, I didn't know what was going on in my own heart, in the sense that I felt such a desire all of a sudden to pursue and protect her and be there for her and lead her to Christ, and all these different things that I had not felt before. And so for me, how did I feel those things? It was, obviously it came through prayer as well. Emily and I, when we were together those first 4 days in Holland, we prayed together, we talked a lot, we got to know each other pretty well, I must say, even though it was only 4 days, but still. But I knew there was something special. Like I knew in my heart that something had changed. Basically, if you would visualize it, like a new chamber in my heart was opened to, I guess, I don't know, maybe that is cheesy, I don't know.
I like that.
Okay, but I guess there was something new that I had never opened before, a door that I hadn't opened before in my heart, like something that I hadn't experienced, or where I hadn't gone before was opened. And it wasn't opened by me forcing that door open, it was open from the inside out. Like it was open from God saying, okay, now you're ready, like this is something that, I wanted to pour out upon me. I wouldn't want to make it too cheesy and say, I had a warm fuzzy feeling in my heart or anything like that. It was more a combination of knowing in your heart, just like you are loved by God. Like that's a feeling that and that's something that's rooted in your soul, like rooted in your heart, like in your mind as well. But then having that combination of knowing like I'm loved by God, but that same kind of love is what I wanted to bestow over Emily at that time already. I just knew, wow, I have such a love for this young woman, which I briefly met, and I had never felt anything like that before. And I knew, hey, this is something that is not just me making it up in my head or in my heart, even trying to, or anything like that. So I really couldn't give one specific answer. How did I know? I think
you gave a good answer. I love the chamber in your heart thing.
Okay, well, we'll stick to that.
That
chamber
was
in the
really
heart.
Cute. Okay, last question for this relationship episode volume is, how important is physical attraction when dating? I think it's really important. But at the same time, I think a lot of women put it at the first importance. There are so many of my friends who are dating wonderful men who they weren't attracted to at first, super physically attracted to. They didn't think oh my gosh, he's the most handsomest guy I've ever seen in my life. But they gave this guy a chance, and by learning about this man's heart and what he thinks about and his love for paintings and poetry and all different kinds of stuff, that things that they share in common that they love talking about and exploring together, the physical attraction came after that, and they just started to fall in love with who he was as a person, as a whole. So for guys, how important is physical attraction?
I would say physical attraction is very important because guys are obviously very visually focused.
Yes.
But that being said, obviously the inner beauty is what is most important, and then the outer beauty, complements that. Mm-hmm. But it is still obviously a very important facet of, the entire picture that you have. For me, my mom always said, the eye wants something as well.
True.
Because even if you have to have a physical attraction to someone, obviously isn't a bad thing at all. It's actually a good thing, because you want to have that physical attraction to someone as well. Mm-hmm. Obviously complementing the inner attraction that you already have. There's very different views on what is outer beauty. Outer
Right, everyone
beauty
has
as
their own definition.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no one definition or one, point of beauty or.
So for the girls who, get asked on a date by a guy who they might not be like physically attracted to, maybe like even at all, do you think that they should just give it a shot and like go on 1 or 2 dates just to see who the guy is like as a person?
I think it would definitely be worth giving a shot. I mean, not everybody has that. Wow, I've had this great love at first sight experience.
Right,
she walked through the door or he walked through the door, and wow, I was blown away. And like Emily said as well, that can definitely grow at a later stage as well.
Yeah.
And through someone's inner beauty, you then take a step back and see the outer beauty as well. Or the other way around, you first see someone's outer beauty and you're like, wow, I'm really attracted to that person, I want to get to know them better, and then you discover that they also have great inner beauty.
It's true.
That appeals to you specifically, obviously. So I think it would definitely be worth it just to give it a shot and see, hey, maybe at a later point in time you grow into that, you grow to love their outer beauty through their inner beauty.
That is all for today. We're going to try and knock these out in some videos. It takes a little while. Daniel works a lot. I work a lot. But we're going to try and get them to you as soon as possible.
We'll make it happen.
Thank you. We will make it happen. But we hope you enjoyed it today. Subscribe to my channel if you want to stay updated on the videos when we post them. And we will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Sayonara. Bye.
Cute.
The bird's stuck in there.
Really?
The thing is closed, right? If I open it up, it'll probably fly in. This is obviously what God wants for my life. Oh, it's California for me.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Describe her. Okay, might have to do this one again. Okay, do that one again. Okay.